In front of the camera today is a Seagull 1963 limited legacy edition. This is limited to 1,500 pieces that are individually numbered, and this is the most refined, the nicest Seagull 1963 that they've ever produced. And it is significant. It's not just a new color. It's not just the addition of a moon phase complication. This has been altered. This has been reworked. It's been redesigned. And I think there's some really compelling aspects to it. In this video, I'd like to talk about the things that I like about it, talk about the things that need to be improved that I don't like so much. And as always with my presentations, I leave it up to you to decide how good or how bad a watch really is. So starting with the positives, I absolutely love the heat blued hands. That's just something you never see anywhere close to this price. This watch retails at 479 euros. And again, you don't see thermally blued hands really even under $1,000. So I really like that. I like the bent tip of the minute hand. That's a traditional element, a vintage element. It follows the curvature of this domed dial and the inner shape of this box-shaped sapphire crystal. So that's a very nice aspect. The seconds hand, or the chronograph seconds hand, that also has a bent tip, which is nice to see. Overall, the dial details look really good. We have applied markers, we have tidy printing, and I love the color play here. So this is a multi-tone dial. It's silver / rose gold. It's a sunburst finish, and depending on the light angle that you're viewing this dial from, you could see almost a brighter silver, off-white type color. And then in other angles, you see darker hues. This looks salmon or even copper, I've noticed as I've worn this watch around. So the dial is dynamic. I love those heat blued hands. And then this movement. Let's talk about this movement. So this is called the Seagull or ST1908 movement. It's a hand wind movement chronograph with a moon phase complication, which you can view through an exhibition crystal in the reverse of this 40mm case. And I've seen a few Seagull movements in the past, a few ST movements, and honestly, I've never been that impressed with the finish work. They look a little rough, little dirty in areas, and I wasn't expecting to see that nice of finish work in this movement. But I have to say that this has upgraded finishing. This has higher standards of execution when it comes to the crispness and the cleanliness. I like the Geneva striping. I like the highly polished areas, the brushed areas. So this is far nicer than prior ST movements that I've seen. And I think that's worth mentioning. That's a very positive aspect to this overall watch. Now, admittedly, if you're comparing this to a far more expensive watch from Switzerland or Japan or Germany, say $2,000-$3,000, naturally it's going to fall short, in various aspects. We have to remember that this watch is celebrating affordable Chinese watchmaking. They're showing off what is possible mechanically. So I like seeing a swan neck regulator. I don't really like seeing the blue swan neck or the blue screws here in the movement because, as I understand, they're not heat blued. It's a coating or a paint application. So in my opinion, if it's not real heat tempering, then just go with an untreated polish finish and not try to show off blue when it's not technically blue, if that makes sense. Maybe I'm being a little snobbish there. Let me show you the box. This is actually really interesting. Most watch boxes either get tossed or they sit in a drawer or a closet, but this one has something that I've never seen before on another box from any brand. And so here you can see there's like a nice travel tote here, but the outer box has a depiction of the watch, which if you use a dark light, you can see that the moon phase is loomed. And I think that's pretty fun. I know it's just a tangential point. It has nothing to do with your on-wrist experience, but it's something that I think is fun, and I'm just a classic watch nerd, so little things like this I really appreciate. And what's fun about it, it adds another layer to the experience, because if you look at the moon phase on the dial, in natural light, it just looks like a standard moon phase, but in dark conditions, that's also loomed. And I don't know, there's something fun about that. I have a Christopher Ward C1 jumbo moon phase of Venturine that's fully loomed that I enjoy wearing. So seeing the loomed execution of the moon phase is just something a little extra that I appreciate. Now, let's talk about some more things that I don't like so much. I mentioned the blued elements of the movement. Another thing is the comic book-like printing of the moon when you view it in natural light. It looks fine from arm's length, but when you get up under the macro lens, it doesn't look so good. Again, this is a very affordable watch. There are some concessions to be made, but it's something that I wanted to mention. And then lastly, this watch comes on a genuine suede leather strap. It's very soft, it's very supple, it's very flexible, but I don't know, I'm not the biggest fan of the leather strap, so when I wear this watch, I take it off with these quick release spring bars and I put it on a polished Milanese mesh, which adds a lot of weight, it adds a lot of shine and light play and reflections, and I think the stainless look of the mesh paired with the case, it helps accentuate this sunburst domed dial where you see the different hues of the rose or whatever color you want to call this dial. I think that's nice on wrist. And for reference, my wrists are 7.25 inches in circumference. This is a 40 millimeter watch. This has a 46 millimeter lug tip to lug tip, which is quite a bit smaller or shorter than prior versions of the Seagull 1963 chronograph. So I do think it will work on a wide range of different wrist shapes and sizes. So let's wrap up this video. The big thing with this watch, this is celebrating affordable Chinese watchmaking. We all know that China produces components for many celebrated watch brands, including Swiss luxury brands. So without Chinese production, the watch scene would be entirely different from what it is today, from the luxury side to the affordable side to the micro brand side of things. This watch is proudly Chinese made, and it shows off just how much watch you can get for a low entry price. Who is this watch for? I think any collector with an affinity for China or a relation in China, maybe fans of aviation watch history, but probably more so or most so for the watch fan who would love to own a hand-wind mechanical chronograph but has no desire to spend thousands on a Swiss, German, or Japanese-made example. And a bonus, this comes with the moon phase. So I think that's bringing some value to the entry side of the watch market. And personally, I think this would make a very good gift for a budding watch enthusiast. When some of my nieces and nephews get a little bit older, they become teenagers, they become a little bit more responsible, or they start graduating from high school, I would love to gift them watches exactly like this. Something traditional, something sharp, something fun to wear that hopefully ignites the passion for horology. I think that would be a great thing. Again, this watch cost 479 euros. It's a limited edition to 1,500 pieces. It's individually numbered on the case back, and it is sold exclusively at Seagull1963.com, and I've linked their site below in the description of this video. Reach out with any questions. Thanks for watching today, and I'll see you next time.